here we are today. Little photo shoot for the album Seasons. I decided to pick the spot out here by the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place that I've always loved, and I already envisioned that I wanted to do that here at some point. So really looking forward to this photo shoot. It's a really, really nice. It's a nice day. Energies are good. I'm really excited about this record. It's about time. So the first track of the album is called Hit the Road. That song is a nostalgic song. It's about the past, but it's also about the future. I had those chords for a really long time already, for many years. Since the Sueño Eterno days, I've had those chords with me, but never came out to anything. So I really like those specific ones. So I just wanted to renew it, see if I could work with it, and those chords worked out. It's a song that talks about my days with Sueño Eterno when we were young, and life was gold. And when you had problems, you would think that life was done, but in reality, life was just beginning. And it's a very special song with the lyrics because it talks about that time with Sueño Eterno, being young. But the chorus is also looking into the future, which is talking about it's time to hit the road. Sometimes you feel that you just gotta hit the road, just get away, explore the unknown. Kind of like what I used to do with those guys back then. Sometimes I would just take off on my own and go have experiences and come back fresh. Also for this song, I think it's interesting how there's lyrics in there where I talk about Zeta and Albert. Omar told me that I need to put those lyrics in because if I don't put those lyrics in, the song doesn't make sense. So he said, no, Eric, you gotta put those lyrics in there. I was waiting for that, for the Albert and Zeta part, and just how I missed them. But Hit the Road is pretty much, musically, it's a mix of, I would say, Gustavo and Fruciante if they were to meet, especially the solos. Really proud of that one. Seasons is a really special song to me. That was one of those songs where I created it. It really came from my inside. That's a song that there's not much influence to it. It's just really came from me. Those chords, those melodies, they reflect who I am. That's who I am. That's my song. It's a deep song. And I had trouble at first with the vocals, how to figure them out, but I got them in the end. The acoustic is also special. I really enjoy playing the acoustic on that song. I would say that Seasons is probably my favorite song in the album. That is my favorite song. I've been waiting my whole life to write something like this. So it's really special song. Getting some nice shots over here. The sun is coming down, but this is kind of what I wanted, a little bit dimmer. We're still figuring out how to get the right shots, for the record. I don't want it to be half-assed, so yeah, we're working. Donde? That song, back to the Spanish writing, back to the rock in Spanish. That's a party song, man. That's a song to party and drink up and have fun. That one was actually inspired by Bon Jovi. I had gotten back into Richie Sambora mainly, and the early 2000s stuff, and it's inspired by Richie. And it's a heavy tune. Vocals are fun, you know. Lyrics are fun. And Omar did a solo in the end that's just wild. It's just wild. Omar just fucked it up in the end. He just killed the song. He killed the song. Without him, none of this would work. But Donde is me trying to be Richie Sambora, that teenager me, trying to be a little bit of Richie, you know. I'll never be that, but a little bit of it. So the last track on the record, it's actually a cover by The Doors, called Love Street. That's a song that has always hit me in many different ways. There were times in my life where I couldn't go back and listen to the song because it would stir up things in me that I wasn't ready to go back and see. But being able to do this, really, it's a healing process as well. And for Love Street, the approach was to be respectful to the Doors, but also be original. So I wouldn't want to record the exact same way they did it. I wanted to also be me. So me and Omar talked about that, about let's be original, let's be ourselves, let's go to the studio and let's record it how we would record our own songs, our own process of recording, our own layering. Let's try to approach it our way, but let's be respectful. And Omar, again, just on the keys, just amazing. He played the bass on the keyboard like Raymond Zarek, so we really try to honor that. When I was recording the vocals, I was a little confused and I wasn't sure whether I should sing it with my voice, with Jim's voice, like what do I do? Funnily enough, my father was in the garage that day, and I just asked him, hey bro, what do you think? Should I use my voice or Jim's, or what do I do here? And my dad just said, stay in the middle. Try to stay in the middle. In certain parts be you and in certain parts be him. So I was like, okay, that's easy. It kind of started making sense. So when I started recording the vocals, there's parts where you can hear that it's my voice, it's really me. And there's parts where I just can't stop myself. The Jim Morrison part comes out. We just really try to honor the Doors. I've never made a cover for any of my records because I never believed in that, but I thought, fuck it, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And the Doors, one of the greatest bands, and I'm glad that was the last one for the record. And the next one's gonna be fucking badass.